The discovery of the Dead Sea Scrolls is one of the most significant archaeological finds of the 20th century, fundamentally altering our understanding of history, the development of the Hebrew Bible, and the beginnings of Christianity. These ancient manuscripts, found in a series of caves near the Dead Sea at Qumran, offer a rare and invaluable window into the religious, cultural, and historical milieu of the Second Temple period, roughly from 516 BCE to 70 CE. In 1947, a Bedouin shepherd named Muhammad Ejdib made an accidental discovery that would forever change the world's understanding of Jewish history, the development of the Hebrew Bible, and the early stages of Christianity. While searching for a stray sheep near the Dead Sea, he stumbled upon a series of ancient scrolls hidden in jars within a cave. This initial discovery at Qumran sparked a wave of archaeological interest, leading to the uncovering of scrolls and fragments from 11 caves in total, dating from the 3rd century BCE to the 1st century CE. The Dead Sea Scrolls encompass an astonishing variety of religious writings. These include not just biblical manuscripts, but also apocryphal and pseudepigraphal works, sectarian manuscripts detailing the life and beliefs of the Qumran community, and other texts of both religious and secular nature. Among these, the complete or partial texts of every book of the Hebrew Bible, except for the Book of Esther, stand out for their age and value. These texts predate the next oldest Hebrew manuscripts by roughly 1,000 years, offering unprecedented insights into the textual history and evolution of the Hebrew Bible. The significance of these ancient manuscripts extends beyond their age and rarity. They have illuminated the process of canonization and the transmission of biblical texts, revealing variations and evolution over time. Furthermore, the non-biblical texts among the scrolls provide a rare glimpse into the beliefs, practices, and daily life of what many scholars believe to be the Essenes, a Jewish sect living in a monastic community at Qumran. Descriptions of this community, with its strict rules, communal living, and emphasis on ritual purity, align with historical accounts by ancient historians like Josephus and Pliny the Elder, supporting the theory of the Essene connection. Interesting facts surrounding the Dead Sea Scrolls include their status as a potential library of the Qumran community, reflecting the diverse range of Jewish thought during the Second Temple period. The preservation techniques aided by the dry climate of the Dead Sea region and the method of storing scrolls in jars have allowed these texts to survive for over 2 millennia. Moreover, advances in technology have led to the digitalization of the scrolls, making them accessible to a global audience and facilitating their study and preservation. When comparing the Dead Sea Scrolls to other significant ancient religious texts, such as the Nag Hammadi Library, the contrast in their contributions to our understanding of ancient religious thought becomes apparent. While the Nag Hammadi texts illuminate early Christian Gnosticism and include a variety of Gospels and spiritual writings not found in the canonical Bible, the Dead Sea Scrolls primarily shed light on the Jewish context of the Second Temple period. Together, these discoveries highlight the rich diversity and textual complexity of religious thought in the ancient Near East, offering scholars and laypeople alike a deeper understanding of the origins and development of these two major world religions. In 1945, near the Upper Egyptian town of Nag Hammadi, an astonishing discovery was made that would profoundly impact our understanding of early Christianity. A local farmer, Muhammad Ali al-Saman, was searching for fertilizer in the soil when he stumbled upon a sealed earthenware jar. Initially hesitant, fearing it might contain a jinn, his curiosity prevailed, leading him to uncover a collection of leather-bound papyrus codices. This find, now known as the Nag Hammadi Library, contained 13 ancient books with over 50 texts, including Gospels such as Thomas and Philip, Acts, letters, and theological treatises that were not included in the canonical New Testament. The discovery of the Nag Hammadi Library was groundbreaking for several reasons. For starters, the text provided a panoramic view of Gnosticism, an early Christian movement that emphasized direct knowledge of the divine as the path to salvation. Before this discovery, our understanding of Gnosticism was primarily based on the accounts of its opponents. The Nag Hammadi texts, however, offered a first-hand look at the rich diversity of thought within early Christianity, challenging the notion of a unified set of beliefs and practices among its adherents. These manuscripts were remarkably well preserved, likely due to the dry, sealed jar in which they were stored for centuries. Written in Coptic, the latest stage of the Egyptian language, they represented translations from earlier Greek writings. The translation of these texts into modern languages has revolutionized the study of early Christian history, making them accessible to both scholars and laypeople. The Nag Hammadi texts delve into spiritual and philosophical themes not prominently featured in the canonical Bible, offering a more mystical and metaphysical view of Jesus and his teachings. They discuss the origin of evil, the nature of God, and the soul's journey, providing a unique lens through which to view early Christian theology. One particularly intriguing aspect of the Nag Hammadi Library is its portrayal of Mary Magdalene. In texts like the Gospel of Philip, Mary is depicted as a close companion of Jesus, sparking debates about her role in early Christian communities and challenging traditional views on the status of women in the early church. This portrayal contrasts with her more limited role in the canonical Gospels and has fueled discussions on gender and leadership within early Christianity. When we compare the Nag Hammadi Library with the Dead Sea Scrolls, we see two vastly different snapshots of religious thought in the ancient world. Together, these discoveries have dramatically expanded our understanding of ancient religious thought, highlighting the complex and diverse beliefs that existed during their respective periods and illustrating the evolving religious landscape from Judaism to Christianity. In the mid-19th century, an extraordinary discovery was made at St. Catherine's Monastery on the Sinai Peninsula, which would leave an indelible mark on biblical scholarship and the history of Christianity. Konstantin von Tischendorf, a German biblical scholar, during his visit to the monastery, found several leaves of an ancient manuscript in a basket of old parchments that were about to be destroyed. This manuscript, known as the Codex Sinaiticus, dates back to the 4th century AD and is one of the oldest and most complete versions of the Christian Bible written in Greek. The Codex Sinaiticus is truly remarkable for several reasons. It encompasses the complete New Testament, a significant portion of the Old Testament, the Septuagint, a Greek translation of Hebrew scriptures, and the Apocrypha. This makes it one of the few manuscripts offering such a comprehensive view of early Christian biblical literature. Moreover, it contains texts like the Epistle of Barnabas and the Shepherd of Hermas, which are absent from the canonical Bible of most Christian traditions today. The significance of the Codex Sinaiticus extends well beyond its contents. It serves as a crucial resource for the field of textual criticism, enabling scholars to compare its texts with those of other ancient manuscripts to deduce the most likely original texts of the Christian Bible. This insight into the diversity of beliefs and practices within early Christian communities is invaluable, providing a clearer picture of the early church's efforts to standardize Christian texts. There are some fascinating facts about the production and preservation of the Codex Sinaiticus. It was likely produced in one of the major Christian centers, possibly Alexandria, and is an example of the early Christian codex format which predates the modern book format. Today, the manuscript is preserved and digitized, with portions held in 4 separate locations: the British Library in London, the University Library in Leipzig, the National Library of Russia in St. Petersburg, and St. Catherine's Monastery itself. This digitization effort has made it accessible to a global audience, ensuring its preservation and continued study. An interesting theory about the Codex Sinaiticus involves Roman Emperor Constantine the Great. In 331 AD, Constantine commissioned Eusebius of Caesarea to produce 50 copies of the scriptures for the churches of Constantinople. Some scholars speculate that the Codex Sinaiticus might have been one of these copies, given its early date and the high quality of its production. While there's no direct evidence to confirm this theory, it adds an intriguing layer to the Codex's history. When compared to the Codex Vaticanus, another significant ancient biblical manuscript from the 4th century, the Codex Sinaiticus offers a unique contribution to our understanding of the Christian biblical canon. Although the Codex Vaticanus is slightly older and presents some textual variations, the Codex Sinaiticus is more complete and includes books not found in the Vaticanus. Together, these manuscripts are among the most important for understanding the development and transmission of the Christian biblical canon, providing crucial insights into the text of the Christian Bible during this formative period.
Most people have heard of the mighty pyramids of Giza, but few realize that just south of Cairo lies Saqqara, a vast necropolis even richer in history. In fact, Saqqara is home to Egypt's oldest pyramid, the Step Pyramid of Djoser, built roughly 4,700 years ago. That makes it a couple of centuries older than the Great Pyramid of Giza, This was the world's first Great Stone Pyramid, a revolutionary design by the architect Imhotep for Pharaoh Djoser. It rose in terraces like a giant stairway for the king's soul, marking the beginning of Egypt's age of pyramids. Yet, despite its significance, Djoser's pyramid is often overshadowed by its younger, taller descendants at Giza. But Djoser's pyramid was only the beginning. Not long after Djoser's reign, another pharaoh, Sekhemkhet, his successor, set out to build his own monumental pyramid at Saqqara. Sekhemkhet's vision was even more ambitious. He planned a step pyramid that, if completed, would have stood taller than Djoser's iconic tomb, perhaps rising in 7 massive tiers instead of 6. Construction began during Egypt's 3rd dynasty, decades before the pyramids at Giza were built. However, Sekhemkhet's reign lasted only about 6 years, too brief for his grand project to be finished. When the king died, work on the pyramid abruptly stopped. The structure had barely begun to rise from the ground, leaving only its broad base and the first step completed. As the years passed, the desert slowly reclaimed this unfinished pyramid. Wind and sand buried its lower walls and filled its corridors. Soon the entire structure lay hidden beneath the Saharan sands. To the outside world, it looked like nothing more than a natural mound on the plateau. The very existence of Sekhemkhet's pyramid was forgotten. While the Great Pyramids of Giza continued to loom over the landscape, Sekhemkhet's pyramid vanished from sight, a lost legend, buried and waiting. The mystery endured until the mid-20th century. In 1951, an Egyptian archaeologist named Zakaria Goneim was mapping the Saqqara area when he noticed an oddly shaped rectangular rise in the sand. Suspecting an ancient structure lay beneath, he began to dig. It was a painstaking process, but eventually his team hit man-made stone. They had uncovered the edges of a vast courtyard and the outline of a long-lost pyramid complex. Bit by bit, the buried pyramid of Sekhemkhet emerged from its sandy grave. The excavation revealed a massive limestone enclosure wall, and, at the center, the base of Sekhemkhet's step pyramid, confirming that a second, older pyramid had indeed been hiding in Saqqara all along. Digging deeper, Goneim's team explored the pyramid's subterranean chambers. They discovered a sloping passageway blocked with rubble and masonry, which led into a dark, unfinished burial vault. There, in the heart of the pyramid, they found a stunning sight: a large rectangular sarcophagus carved from pure alabaster stone. The sarcophagus was translucent white and sealed shut with plaster, as if protecting whatever lay inside. It appeared completely undisturbed. The heavy lid had not been lifted since ancient times. Excitement mounted at the thought of a pharaoh's mummy resting within, untouched for thousands of years. In June of 1954, after years of careful excavation, Goneim finally prepared to open Sekhemkhet's sarcophagus. Archaeologists, journalists, and officials gathered around, holding their breath. The lid was pried open, and the chamber fell silent. The sarcophagus was empty. No mummy, no treasure, nothing at all. The pristine coffin, sealed for millennia, held only air and darkness. The crowd was astonished. How could the final resting place of a pharaoh contain no remains? It was a breathtaking discovery that solved none of the pyramid's mysteries. Instead, it deepened them. Researchers were left with a puzzle. The tomb showed no signs of having been disturbed by robbers. The heavy blocks sealing the passages were still in place, and the sarcophagus's gypsum seal was unbroken. If looters had somehow entered in antiquity, they left no trace. So what happened to Sekhemkhet's body? One theory is that the king was never actually buried here. Perhaps he died unexpectedly and was interred elsewhere, since his pyramid was incomplete. Another possibility is that his mummy does lie within the pyramid complex, hidden in some secret chamber that archaeologists have yet to find. To this day, Sekhem Ket's missing mummy remains an unsolved mystery. Even now, Saqqara guards its secrets closely. In recent years, this ancient necropolis has yielded astonishing new discoveries that show how much was truly hidden beneath the sand. Archaeologists have unearthed dozens of newly found tombs and more than 100 intact coffins, sealed with mummies and vivid decorations. They've uncovered caches of mummified animals, including cats, crocodiles, and even lion cubs, left as sacred offerings to the gods. Ground-penetrating radar has revealed the ghostly outlines of long-buried temples and workshops. And in a triumphant moment of preservation, the Great Step Pyramid of Djoser was recently restored and reopened to the public after 14 years of conservation work. Piece by piece, Saqqara is giving up its long-held mysteries, reminding us that history still sleeps under the dunes, waiting to be discovered. As astonishing as this hidden pyramid is, it is only one chapter in the story of lost wonders. Across the globe, other ancient megastructures once rose proudly, only to fall under mysterious circumstances.
Imagine a city so ancient. The Great Pyramids of Giza are recent history by comparison. Our journey begins not in Egypt, but thousands of years earlier. Beneath windswept plains and tell mounds, archaeologists have unearthed sites that rewrite our understanding of civilization's dawn. Today, we travel into deep prehistory to explore awe-inspiring remnants of cities older than the pyramids.
High on a hill in Turkey lies Gbekli Tepe, the world's oldest known temple complex, over 12,000 years old. Built around 9600 BCE, its T-shaped limestone pillars, some 20 tons, form massive stone circles, carved with images of lions, bulls, and vultures. Its builders were nomadic hunter-gatherers, long before agriculture or cities. Klaus Schmidt, who led excavations in the 1990s, believed Gbekli Tepe served as a spiritual gathering place, challenging the long-held belief that religion followed farming. This site suggests it may have been the need for shared ritual that led humans to settle and farm, not the other way around. Gbekli Tepe shattered conventional timelines. The idea that temple building required settled agriculture crumbled. Instead, we see a different story. One where early humans, by torchlight and stone tools, came together to create sanctuaries millennia before the first pharaohs. The sandstone pillars still rise like silent sentinels, reminding us that imagination and cooperation were thriving even at the edge of the last ice age. But who built it, and where did they live? Just a few hundred miles south, another ancient wonder offers clues. In the Jordan Valley lies Jericho, often called the world's oldest city. Excavations at Tel Sultan revealed stone walls and a round tower dating back to around 8000 BCE, built by some of the first settled communities. The wall stood 4 meters tall. The tower rose 28 feet, astonishing architecture for its time. Whether built for defense, flood protection, or ritual, these structures point to social organization and collective labor. Jericho's early residents lived in mud brick homes, raised livestock, and cultivated barley. With 2,000, 3,000 inhabitants, it was a true town. Jericho's existence proves that the seeds of urban life, permanent settlement, communal building, long-term planning, were planted well before the monumental age of Egypt. But Jericho wasn't alone. In central Turkey, a vast mound called atalhyk reveals yet another form of early urban life. Dating to around 7500 BCE, atalhyk was a dense, complex settlement lasting nearly 2,000 years. Its homes, made of mud brick, were built wall to wall with no streets. Residents moved across rooftops and climbed down ladders to enter their homes. These interiors featured painted walls, mounted bullhorns, and burial sites beneath sleeping platforms. There were no palaces or grand temples. Every building was domestic, yet rich in symbolism and social function. Atalhyk challenges the notion that cities need kings or central authority. With no known hierarchy or metal tools, this Neolithic city showed that cooperation and shared space could sustain a population of 5,000 or more. Over 18 layers of habitation revealed generations building atop the ruins of their past, preserving community while adapting to change. As we trace this human journey, we travel beyond the Near East to the edge of Europe, to a windswept corner of the British Isles. In the Orkney Islands of northern Scotland, a storm in 1850 uncovered a village buried under sand for 4,000 years. This was Skara Brae, a Stone Age settlement older than the pyramids. Inhabited from roughly 3180 to 2500 BCE, it consists of 8 stone houses connected by passageways. Inside, stone beds, hearths, and storage cabinets remain intact, a snapshot of Neolithic life preserved for millennia. Here, families herded sheep, grew barley, and collected shellfish. Their homes were partially dug into the ground for insulation, featuring stone-built furniture and drainage systems. Skara Brae, dubbed the Scottish Pompeii, offers a rare, vivid glimpse of everyday life in deep prehistory. It reminds us that even in remote Europe, people were building homes, farming, and crafting communities, while Egypt's pyramids were still centuries away. Standing in these ancient dwellings, at Gbekli Tepe, Jericho, atalhyk, and Skara Brae, we feel a connection across millennia. These were not isolated marvels, but part of a broader pattern, humanity's long experiment with community, belief, and permanence. Each site, in its own way, whispers of lives once lived, of laughter echoing through stone chambers, of rituals performed under starlit skies, of shared meals and silent prayers. In these ruins, we glimpse the flicker of human spirit that has burned through the ages. Civilization didn't ignite in one place. It sparked like flint across continents, temples rising in the highlands of Turkey, defensive walls encircling Jericho, rooftop villages humming with life in Anatolia, and stone homes dug into the windswept earth of Orkney. Long before pharaohs carved their legacies in limestone and kings ruled from thrones, our ancestors were gathering, building, and dreaming. They watched the stars, honored their dead, told stories, and forged bonds that made life more than survival. Their achievements remind us that creativity, cooperation, and community are not modern inventions. They are ancient, enduring human traits. These forgotten cities challenge us to expand our view of history. They urge us to look beyond familiar timelines and monuments, to recognize that the grandeur of the pyramids, though awe-inspiring, is but a chapter, not the opening scene. The true prologue lies in sacred hills and buried villages, shaped by hands that left no written record, only stone, earth, and memory. Next time we marvel at Giza's towering symmetry, we might also recall the pillars of Gbekli Tepe, silhouetted at dawn, the watchful tower of Jericho guarding a desert spring, the rooftop pathways of atalhyk bustling with life, or the intimate hearths of Skara Brae lit by flickering firelight. Their legacy is not only etched in stone, but encoded in us, in our impulse to gather, to build, to believe, and to remember. We are not the beginning, just the newest line in a story still unfolding, one carved by countless hands before ours. And if we listen closely to the echoes in those ancient walls, we may just hear the murmur of our own origins calling back through time.
At the dawn of history, 2,500 years before Christ, an entire civilization gathered to build the greatest monuments on Earth. 13 million tons of solid rock, enough to build the city of London, were hauled across the deserts. Why? What vision drove this?
What if one of humanity's greatest monuments wasn't what we thought it was? As dawn breaks over the Sahara, the first rays of sunlight strike the limestone blocks of the Great Pyramid of Giza, igniting a golden glow that has captivated observers for over 4,500 years. We embark on a journey to delve into the mysteries concealed within this ancient wonder. Constructed around 2560 BCE, the Great Pyramid stands as a monumental testament to the ingenuity and ambition of the ancient Egyptians. Traditionally believed to be the tomb of Pharaoh Khufu, its sheer scale is astounding. Over 2 million stone blocks, some weighing as much as 15 tons, assembled with such precision that even a credit card cannot slip between them. To put its size into perspective, the pyramid covers an area large enough to house 5 soccer fields. Entering the pyramid, we navigate the descending passage, a narrow corridor stretching over 100 meters, comparable to the length of a football field. This passage is less than 1.5 meters high, compelling visitors to stoop as they proceed into the depths of the structure. It leads to the subterranean chamber, an unfinished room beneath the pyramid's base, roughly the size of a large 2-car garage, but with a ceiling so low it feels like the earth is pressing down upon you. The rough, unadorned walls suggest either an abandoned project or a deliberate enigma left by the builders. Ascending back, we find the ascending passage, steep and confined, like climbing the aisle of a sharply tilted airplane. This corridor guides us toward the Grand Gallery, a breathtaking passageway as tall as a 7-story building and half a football field long. Walking through it feels akin to standing inside a colossal stone cathedral, the walls angling inward as if to draw your gaze upward toward the heavens. From the Grand Gallery, a horizontal passage takes us to the Queen's Chamber. This room, similar in size to a spacious master bedroom with a vaulted ceiling, holds more questions than answers. In 1993, a robotic explorer named Upuaut Sekou ventured into the chamber's so-called air shafts, narrow tunnels no wider than a grapefruit. The robot discovered a limestone door with copper handles, known as Gantenbrink's door. Behind it lay another door, and beyond that, uncertainty. These blocked shafts remain a source of intrigue, with some suggesting they may conceal hidden chambers or hold symbolic significance related to ancient Egyptian beliefs. Above us looms the King's Chamber, constructed entirely of granite rich in quartz crystals. The chamber is as imposing as a small banquet hall, yet eerily empty. An unadorned granite sarcophagus sits silently, devoid of inscriptions or any signs of a royal occupant. No mummy or treasure was ever found here, a fact that continues to puzzle historians and fuels speculation about the pyramid's true purpose. In 2017, using advanced muon tomography technology, scientists uncovered the Big Void, a hidden cavity the size of a passenger plane's fuselage nestled above the Grand Gallery. Its exact purpose remains unknown, and accessing it could risk damaging the pyramids. First-hand accounts deepen the mystery. In the early 19th century, explorer Giovanni Battista Caviglia braved the pyramid's inner passages. He described the experience as walking into the heart of an immense mystery, each stone whispering secrets of a forgotten time. His explorations, though perilous, contributed valuable insights, but also highlighted how much remains undiscovered. So, why is the Great Pyramid considered a tomb when no pharaoh's body was ever found within? Traditional archaeology points to its alignment with mortuary temples and texts that associate pyramids with the afterlife journey of the pharaohs. The pyramid complex includes elements typical of royal tombs, and other pyramids have indeed been found with burial chambers containing sarcophagi and funerary goods. Yet, some theorists propose alternative explanations. They suggest that the pyramid may have served as an astronomical observatory, a place of spiritual initiation, or even an ancient power plant. The latter theory draws fascinating parallels with the work of inventor Nikola Tesla, who was captivated by the pyramidal shape and its potential to harness and transmit energy. Tesla's Wardenclyffe Tower was designed for wireless energy transmission, utilizing the Earth's natural frequencies, a concept that mirrors theories about the pyramid's function. The use of granite in the king's chamber, with its piezoelectric properties due to quartz crystals, leads some to speculate that the pyramid could generate energy through the Earth's vibrations or the flow of underground water. A natural aquifer lies beneath the pyramid. While there's no concrete evidence linking Tesla's theories directly to the Great Pyramid, the similarities are intriguing. Our journey ends where it began, at the pyramid's base, but the questions linger. What if the true purpose of the Great Pyramid was to bridge the earthly and the divine, not just in a spiritual sense, but through harnessing the very forces of nature? As the shadows lengthen over the sands, we realize that the pyramid doesn't just hold history, it challenges our understanding of it. In the words of renowned explorer Indiana Jones, archaeology is the search for fact, not truth. If it's truth you're interested in, Dr. Tyree's philosophy class is right down the hall. Beneath the Giza Plateau, near the Great Sphinx and pyramids, lies a mysterious structure that may reshape our understanding of ancient Egypt. Known as the Osiris Shaft, this subterranean complex challenges conventional timelines. Could it predate the pyramids? And what was its true purpose? Recent discoveries and a groundbreaking dating method have led Egyptologists to rethink what they thought they knew about this ancient civilization. The Osiris Shaft descends 35 meters into the bedrock beneath the causeway leading to the Sphinx. It comprises multiple levels, with the lowest chamber housing a granite sarcophagus surrounded by water. This chamber is sometimes referred to as the Tomb of Osiris. But what exactly was this structure intended for? Its purpose remains shrouded in mystery, with no clear answers in sight. One of the most intriguing aspects of the Osiris Shaft is the unusual material used in one of the sarcophagi. Egyptologists discovered a stone unlike anything previously found in Egypt. How did it end up here, deep in the bedrock? Even stranger, the structure itself seems to have been designed without easy access in mind. There are no steps or ladders leading down to its depths. The ones installed now were placed there by modern archaeologists, suggesting that the ancient builders had no intention of facilitating frequent visits. The logistics of moving the massive sarcophagi, some weighing up to 40 tons, further deepen the mystery. How were they lowered with such precision into the shaft, which itself was not designed for easy entry or exit? The precision required to lower these gigantic objects without error suggests a technological ability that we do not fully understand. One sarcophagus found on the second level was particularly remarkable. It was covered in a thin film of bitumen, with a metallic coating beneath it. This metal, containing elements like lead and zinc, is puzzling. Why use a metallic coating inside a sarcophagus? Lead, in particular, raises questions, as it is known today for its use in radiation shielding. Could the ancient Egyptians have been aware of this? Moreover, measurements showed unusually high levels of gamma radiation inside the sarcophagus, further hinting at a function beyond burial. The method used to date one of these sarcophagi, called optical thermoluminescence, measures the last time the stone was exposed to light. The results suggested a date as far back as 3,350 BCE, centuries before the accepted construction dates of the pyramids. This implies that the Osiris Shaft could predate the pyramids and the earliest dynasties of Egypt. What's even more curious is the material of one sarcophagus, dacite, an igneous rock not found anywhere in Egypt. In fact, after consulting with geologists, it was confirmed that there are no significant dacite deposits in Africa large enough to produce a sarcophagus of this size. This means the stone was transported from outside the continent, perhaps from Europe or the Black Sea. The logistics of transporting a 40-ton block of stone across seas and deserts remains a mystery. Why didn't the builders use locally sourced granite or basalt, which would have been far easier to acquire? This discovery challenges long-standing views on ancient Egypt's chronology. The dating method used reveals a time well before the pyramids, offering a glimpse into a distant past. Could the Osiris Shaft represent the work of a forgotten civilization, one whose achievements have been lost to time? As we explore the depths of the shaft, more questions emerge. Was the shaft's design deliberate, meant to preserve the dead using unknown methods? Could the high radiation levels within the sarcophagi have played a role in ancient preservation techniques? The builders of this structure may have known things we have yet to uncover. As archaeologists delve deeper into the Osiris Shaft, they challenge established notions of ancient Egypt. On the third and deepest level, a stone island surrounded by water holds yet another granite sarcophagus. This time, the sarcophagus is made of granite, a material more common in Egyptian structures. However, its location deep underground and surrounded by water raises further questions. This sarcophagus dates to around 2370 BCE, placing it in the Old or Middle Kingdom. Interestingly, the design of the third level seems to be a later addition to the shaft, suggesting the site may have been used and modified over centuries. If true, this means the Osiris Shaft was considered important long before the time of the pyramids. One of the most intriguing features of the third level is the water system. A meticulously shaped canal surrounds the chamber, and the water level appears to be maintained at a precise depth. How did the builders engineer such a system over 100 feet underground? The bedrock in this area is solid, making natural water leaks unlikely. This suggests that the builders tapped into a hidden water source, possibly through an underground channel or spring. At the Osirian, another ancient Egyptian site, similar subterranean water channels have been discovered, indicating that the ancient builders had advanced knowledge of hydroengineering. Water was often seen as a source of life and regeneration, and its presence in the Osiris Shaft may have had symbolic significance in ancient rituals related to death and rebirth. This brings us to the connection between the shaft and Osiris, the Egyptian god of the dead and the underworld. According to myth, Osiris was resurrected in a sarcophagus placed on an island surrounded by water. The third level of the shaft closely mirrors this imagery. Could the builders have been trying to replicate the tomb of Osiris? Or was this part of a deeper religious practice? Oddly, the sarcophagi found in the Osiris Shaft are devoid of inscriptions, which is unusual for ancient Egyptian tombs. This absence of hieroglyphs has led some scholars to suggest that these sarcophagi were not intended for traditional burials, but served a different, perhaps secretive, purpose. Adding to the mystery, researchers detected significant levels of radiation inside the sarcophagi. Combined with the lead coating found on the second level, this suggests that the sarcophagi might have had an advanced preservative function, something we do not yet fully understand. If the ancient Egyptians had knowledge of radiation's effects on preservation, it would represent a technological leap far beyond what we currently attribute to their civilization. Beyond the physical mysteries, the Osiris Shaft raises important questions about the origins of Egyptian civilization. The dating of the second-level sarcophagus to as early as 3350 BCE points to a pre-dynastic origin, making the shaft one of the oldest structures in Egypt.
And clearly they didn't go extinct for no reason. Just as fast and dramatically as the Earth went cold, the Earth goes warm.
There's a huge mystery here, which scholars are not addressing, and it cannot be ascribed to coincidence.
Imagine stumbling upon a perfectly preserved ancient casket deep within a Siberian coal seam, dating back over 100 million years, a time when humans shouldn't have existed. Inside lies the Tisul Princess, her body immaculately preserved, shrouded in mystery and advanced technology that defies our understanding of history. Was this enigmatic figure a deliberate placement by an advanced civilization, a seed left to intrigue or warn future generations? Or perhaps she is the last remnant of an alien species, her existence on Earth a lingering testament to interstellar visitations long forgotten. Join us as we delve into the mysterious tale of the Tisul Princess, where every discovery leads to more questions than answers, challenging everything we thought we knew about our past. In the heart of Siberia, the quiet Tisul area became the setting of a captivating legend in 1969, when miners digging through a coal seam made an astonishing discovery: a large casket that looked like marble but shone with the reflective qualities of metal. What made this find extraordinary was its location within a coal seam dating back to the Carboniferous period, approximately 300 to 360 million years ago. This timeline posed a significant challenge to our understanding of human history, as it suggested the presence of advanced material technology long before humans were thought to exist. The casket's composition and the perfection with which it was sealed indicated an advanced knowledge of engineering, far beyond what was known from any ancient civilization at that time. Following the discovery, the response was swift and secretive. The Soviet military quickly secured the site, removing all evidence and allegedly imposing strict secrecy on those who had witnessed the find. This led to an aura of conspiracy and cover-up, fueling endless speculations and theories. Among the theories, one particularly intriguing idea is that the casket might have been a time capsule left by an advanced ancient civilization, possibly even from a pre-human era. Proponents of this theory argue that such a civilization could have existed on Earth, possessing the capability to create time-resistant artifacts intended for future discovery. An interesting comparison to this mysterious story is the Antikythera mechanism, a real and verified ancient artifact discovered off the coast of Greece in 1901. This ancient Greek analog computer, which was used to predict astronomical positions and eclipses, dates back to around 100 BC. It showcases a level of technological sophistication seemingly incongruous with other known tools of its time. Much like the casket from Tisul, both discoveries challenge our understanding of historical technological capabilities and prompt a re-evaluation of historical timelines and technological progression. While the Antikythera mechanism has been thoroughly studied and remains a subject of scientific inquiry, the story of the Tisul Princess continues to dwell in the realm of myth and speculation. The fascination with both artifacts illustrates our perennial curiosity about the past and the potential for lost knowledge or civilizations yet to be fully understood. In the intriguing tale of the Tisul Princess, every detail, from the casket to the preservation fluid to the princess herself, is woven with threads of mystery and echoes of a technologically advanced civilization. The story is carefully designed to stir images of anachronism and enigma, painting the picture of a society far more advanced than anything documented in our known history. The casket, said to resemble highly polished metal or stone, is described as being adorned with intricate carvings and decorations. Some accounts suggest these markings could depict celestial configurations or mysterious symbols, hinting at a profound understanding of astronomy or perhaps conveying messages in a lost language. The seal of the casket, made from an unusual pink or blue metal, adds to the intrigue. This choice of colors is not typical in any known historical metallurgy and is likely a fictional element intended to deepen the mystique of the tale. It's said that this seal hermetically closed the casket, perfectly preserving its contents from the ravages of time. Inside the casket, a clear liquid with exceptional preservative qualities encapsulated the body of the princess, keeping it in such a pristine condition that she appeared as if she had only recently passed away. The nature of this fluid seems more akin to modern embalming techniques, which utilize formaldehyde rather than any methods known from ancient times, which would typically involve drying and treating the body with oils and resins. The princess herself was described as strikingly beautiful, with fine features, dressed in a sheer white dress that lent her an ethereal quality. Her eyes were open, which gave her a lifelike, almost haunting presence, as though she might awaken at any moment. In some versions of the story, she is said to hold an object, often a metal box or a piece of jewelry, shrouded in its own layer of mystery, and speculated to be a device or amulet of significant cultural or technological importance. Drawing an interesting parallel, the story of the Tisul Princess can be compared to the real archaeological discovery of the Sleeping Beauty of Lulan, found in 1980 in the Tarim Basin in China. This woman, who lived around 3,800 years ago, was also remarkably preserved, her body mummified by the arid desert conditions. Found with her eyes closed in peaceful slumber, wearing a hat and woolen clothing, she suggested a high status. This preservation offers a stark contrast to the fantastical elements of the Tisul Princess, providing genuine insights into the life and environment of the people in her community and illustrating natural mummification processes. The legend of the Tisul Princess, while devoid of empirical evidence, ignites our curiosity about the past, blending elements of history, myth, and mystery to craft a narrative that is as enthralling as it is provocative. It serves as a reminder of how stories rooted in fact or fiction have the power to spark our imagination and invite us to ponder the possibilities of what might have been in the vast, unrecorded expanses of human history. The alleged discovery of the Tisul Princess in Siberia is shrouded in mystery and intrigue, encapsulating the Cold War era's characteristic secrecy and control. When miners reportedly unearthed a casket containing the princess, the Soviet military acted swiftly to manage the situation, a response typical in tales where discoveries might shift public understanding of history or science. The area was immediately cordoned off to prevent any leaks that could stir public unrest or attract international scrutiny. Further, the miners and local witnesses were purportedly coerced into signing non-disclosure agreements or were otherwise sworn to secrecy, often under threats of severe consequences. This reflects the authoritarian nature of the Soviet regime at the time, which would go to great lengths to control information. The narrative suggests that the body and the casket were quickly airlifted to an undisclosed location under strict security measures, emphasizing the potential significance of the find. Moreover, it said that the area remained under surveillance and that those who witnessed the events were continuously monitored by the KGB, ensuring that no details of the incident were leaked. This legend has given rise to a myriad of speculative theories that challenge conventional historical timelines. Some believe the sophisticated burial and artifacts suggest the existence of an advanced ancient civilization millions of years before our current understanding of history. Others entertain the possibility of alien intervention, hypothesizing that the casket and its contents might not be of earthly origin. The materials and technology described in the legend are cited as evidence that supports this theory, suggesting capabilities beyond our current technological reach. Another fascinating speculation is the idea of time travel, where the Tisul Princess might have been a traveler from the future, accidentally caught in the past. Her preservation in a state-of-the-art casket could indicate technologies not yet realized in our present timeline. The notion of a chronological anomaly or a time slip, where objects or individuals from one era appear in another through unexplained phenomena, also emerges as a compelling theory. This could potentially explain the presence of advanced materials and preservation techniques in a coal seam that dates back millions of years. In terms of mysterious findings and the secrecy that often follows, the story of the Tisul Princess draws parallels with the legend of the Dropa stones. These stone discs, discovered in the 1930s in China, were reportedly inscribed with tiny hieroglyphs and found in caves inhabited by a tribe known as the Dropa. Much like the Tisul Princess, the authenticity of the Dropa stones and their tales of alien visitors or ancient civilizations has been a subject of dispute but continues to captivate those fascinated by theories of ancient astronauts and UFO enthusiasts. These stories, while often lacking empirical evidence, ignite our imagination and provoke ongoing debate about the mysteries of our past.
There are certain specific patterns which appear all over the world. Grid patterns, all over the Cave of Lascaux, for example, and you find exactly the same device on the walls of rock shelters in South Africa. Not only are these two cultures distant geographically, they're also distant in time.
Welcome to a journey through time and beneath the earth where secrets of the ancient world lie hidden in the shadows. Today we're diving deep into the submerged wonders of the Cosquer Cave, a Paleolithic masterpiece tucked beneath the sea near Marseille, and soaring through the immense underground canyons of Skocjan Caves in Slovenia, a place where history echoes off the walls. Join us as we explore these incredible caves, each holding mysteries that predate the Ice Age. Cosquer Cave, nestled near Marseille in the Calanques of southern France, is a remarkable underwater cave that offers a window into the Upper Paleolithic period. Discovered by Henri Cosquer, a professional diver from Marseille, the cave's entrance lies 37 meters below the surface of the sea near Cap Morgeau. Cosquer, who was driven more by a passion for diving and the allure of the unknown rather than archaeological ambitions, first explored this submerged entrance in 1985. The entrance to the cave, now underwater, was submerged due to rising sea levels following the last ice age, preserving its contents through the millennia. During his initial dives, Cosquer was not conducting an archaeological investigation. It was only after several explorations, as he delved deeper into the cave's labyrinth of tunnels and chambers, that he began to notice walls decorated with what seemed to be ancient artwork. The significance of these findings was not immediately apparent. However, over time, the implications of his discovery began to dawn on him. It wasn't until 1991, several years after his initial discovery, that the true archaeological importance of the cave was recognized. Cosquer reached out to Jean Clot, a renowned prehistorian, who conducted the first scientific examination of the site. Clots confirmed that the paintings and engravings were indeed from the Upper Paleolithic period, marking a crucial step in the cave's study and preservation. Access to the cave remains a significant challenge, as the entrance is a long, narrow underwater tunnel only navigable by skilled divers. This natural barrier has helped shield the cave from casual explorers and the elements, helping to preserve its ancient artworks from both human interference and environmental degradation. This combination of fascinating discovery, unique preservation conditions, and significant historical artifacts makes Cosquer Cave a unique and valuable site for understanding the distant past. As we delve deeper into the mysteries of Cosquer Cave, we uncover not only its historical significance, but also the geological processes that shaped it. Within the limestone cliffs of the Calanques near Marseille, France, Cosquer Cave is a product of millions of years of erosion, sedimentation, and tectonic activity. These natural forces have carved out an intricate network of chambers and narrow passages, stretching several hundred meters into the cliffs. The main entrance, now submerged under the sea, forms a 175-meter-long underwater tunnel, serving as a natural barrier that has preserved the integrity of the cave and maintained its internal climate. This has been crucial in protecting the delicate prehistoric artworks within from external influences. Within these ancient walls, over 500 graphic elements tell a vivid story of life during the Paleolithic era. The cave's art is divided into two distinct periods. The earlier works, dating from 27,000 to 19,000 years ago, feature predominantly hand stencils and geometric shapes, reflecting early humans' exploration of personal identity and abstract thought. Later artworks, however, show a marked progression to detailed depictions of both local and marine fauna, suggesting a deepening of cognitive abilities and cultural sophistication among the cave's occupants. Among the cave's unique artistic highlights is the depiction of marine species such as seals and jellyfish, exceptionally rare in Paleolithic rock art, which predominantly features terrestrial animals. This inclusion suggests that the inhabitants of the Cosquer region might have had a unique maritime culture, relying on the sea not just for sustenance, but also integrating it deeply into their spiritual and artistic lives. This stands in stark contrast to contemporaneous inland sites like Lascaux Cave, where the art focuses almost exclusively on land animals, indicating a lifestyle deeply connected to the forests and plains. In drawing comparisons, Cosquer Cave bears similarities to the Indonesian Liang Tedonga Cave, home to the world's oldest known cave painting of a warty pig. Both sites provide crucial insights into their respective cultures' interactions with their environments. However, while Liang Tedonga emphasizes early human interaction with terrestrial fauna, Cosquer Cave uniquely showcases the integration of marine life into human artistic expression, offering a rare glimpse into Paleolithic maritime life. One fascinating theory posits that the dual themes of terrestrial and marine animals in Cosquer's art might reflect a mythological or totemic system where these animals were revered and possibly considered spiritually significant. This is supported by the respectful depiction of these animals, suggesting they held more than mere nutritional value. It is possible that Cosquer Cave served as a sacred site where rituals or teachings about these spirit animals were conducted, making it both a sanctuary and a repository of communal knowledge. This intertwining of art, culture, and spirituality highlights the complex relationship between the cave's ancient inhabitants and their environment, continuing to fascinate and enlighten us about the depth of human history. As we turn our attention from the maritime splendor of the Cosquer Cave to the dramatic landscapes of Eastern Europe, we encounter another fascinating world beneath the Earth's surface, the Skocjan Caves in Slovenia. Nestled in the karst region, these caves are not just cavernous wonders, but also a testament to the region's rich archaeological heritage. In 1986, Skocjan Caves earned a spot on the UNESCO World Heritage List, celebrated for both their natural and cultural importance. The allure of Skocjan Caves has captivated humans for centuries, perhaps even millennia. The dramatic disappearance of the Reka River into the depths of the earth has fueled local Slovene folklore with tales of chasms and underworld passages, hinting at a deep-rooted connection with these caves. One of the earliest comprehensive descriptions came from Johann Weikard von Valvassor in 1689. In his work, The Glory of the Duchy of Carniola, he praised the cave's grandeur, sparking interest across Europe. Yet it wasn't until the 1880s that scientific exploration truly began. These explorations, which continued into the early 20th century, mapped the extensive network of passages and chambers and led to the construction of paths and bridges, making the caves more accessible for both scientific study and tourism. Skocjan Caves are a prime example of karst topography, formed by the persistent action of the Reka River. As it flows over 50 kilometers on the surface and then another 34 kilometers underground, the river dissolves limestone, creating a complex network of caves, tunnels, and chambers. This process has led to the formation of some of the cave system's most notable features, such as the Martel Chamber and the Silent Cave. Named after the French speleologist Edouard Alfred Martel, the Martel Chamber is one of the largest underground chambers in the world, boasting a self-regulating microclimate. The Silent Cave, or Tihajama, plunges nearly 150 meters deep, showcasing the incredible power of subterranean rivers and erosion. The sheer depth and isolation create an eerie silence in the cave, occasionally interrupted by the drip of water or the muffled rush of the river further below. Drawing an interesting parallel, Skocjan Caves can be compared to the Mammoth Cave system in Kentucky, USA. Both UNESCO World Heritage Sites represent extensive karst landscapes, but while Skocjan impresses with its deep underground canyons and river erosion features, Mammoth Cave boasts the title of the world's longest cave system with more than 400 miles of surveyed passageways. This comparison highlights the diverse ways in which water shapes limestone to create breathtaking subterranean worlds. An important aspect of Skocjan Caves is the unique biodiversity they support, thanks to the stable conditions of constant temperature and humidity. This environment is home to unique species, including the cave salamander, affectionately known as the human fish due to its skin color. This biodiversity is crucial for understanding karst environments and the evolutionary adaptations of life forms thriving in perpetual darkness, further cementing the Skocjan Caves as not only a natural wonder, but also a significant ecological and cultural treasure.